Welcome to 100 Yards Football. Today is our basketball report. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. Today, joining me is a very talented gentleman, as I'm Vincent Turner. Let me introduce myself first. But the guy that's been on a lot of great basketball reports over the last few weeks and few months. He's getting an outstanding job. He's one of the most talented coaches in college basketball. I have a nickname for him, the next big thing on the college level. He coaches at Carver Bible College. He's the head man. And his father's royalty, too, because he was the first black assistant at Syracuse University from a football standpoint back in the mid-70s. My man, Mr. Bryan Spencer, as we get ready to talk college basketball and professional basketball here on 100 Yards of Football. So, Mr. Spencer, how you doing today? And before we get started,
man, how are you?
One topic I'm going to throw out there because he's chopping at the bits. And Lord have mercy, man, this man has really been excited over this news. My man, the number 18 player in the 2020 class, Mr. Maker, committed to Howard University, and schools like Kentucky, Duke, the University of Memphis wanted this young man. So, Mr. Spencer, tell us, what does that do for the HBCUs and other college basketball programs across the country?
Man, I just think, man, first of all, I'm excited. That's the first thing. But it's something that my dad talked to me about 40 years ago, and I told him he was crazy, but it's just the evolution of time and things, man. But it's just a huge decision for him to make, one, in his personal life. Because let's be honest, man, as much as I love HBCUs and the history that they have, I mean, he chose a program that I think was 4-29 last year. So, I mean, it's a huge decision that he's making. So, I got to give credit to him. That's a bold move that he's making. And he's really making that jump by himself, hasn't really dragged anybody else along with him. As of to date. So it's huge because it's going to make noise. It's huge because now it says, listen, I don't have to go to Power 5 school just because I'm top kid in the country. I can choose to go anywhere in the country that I want to go. And hopefully he has success there. And based upon his success, it's going to say to other kids, listen, I don't have to go to these Power 5 schools, to pursue my professional craft. So it's bringing attention to the HBCUs. So now when, Howard's going to get some, I think on Thursday nights, ESPN 2 or 3 normally plays HBCU games. So, Howard's going to be on TV because, they're going to play them, show them, right? And so it's gonna give them some more viewer ratings. HBCU games gonna get a little more, some more Nielsen ratings. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I'm sure it wasn't an easy choice for him, but I know Howard is definitely excited. The MEAC conference I know is definitely excited, and all black colleges should be excited because it's going to bring some attention to a lot of different schools and coaches.
Okay, Coach, we got our special guest coming on today. He's finally able to join us here on 100 Yards Football, our basketball report. So I'm going to let you bring the young man up because you've known the young man over the years, and you told me he was one of the best, I believe, shooting guards in the country. And he put, I want to say this, you told me he put 40-something on somebody that played in the league, right? Am I correct?
Right.
Okay, well,
yeah,
the gentleman.
Sheldon Mack.
Okay, that's right, Sheldon Mack. So the gentleman's on the screen with us right now. So I'll let you introduce the beautiful young man that's with us today here on 100 Yards of Football, our basketball report.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, 100 Yards of Football audience, it's an honor and a pleasure for me to bring this guy on. I've known this young man since he was a junior in high school, and I've seen his plight. I've seen the obstacles that he's overcome and the different things that he's done a phenomenal person, great basketball player, extremely hard worker, a family man, Mr. Bernard Parks. They call him Paul, but I call him Bernard. Bernard Parks.
How you doing, Mr. Parks? We waiting on Mr. Parks. We having a little technical difficulty here. Mr. Parks, we lost him again.
Okay.
Hopefully you join us, but we can move on.
Yeah, we'll get him next week, man. It's gonna be good. We'll get him next week.
Okay, but let's get back to the HBCU. Howard University is real big. I think UCLA came down, the only other school, along with Howard University, that wanted Mr. Maker. In terms of the excitement, I guess, from maybe other high school kids on the other level, and when you look at Howard University, what it's going to mean in terms, I want to say, in the pocket, money-wise.
Because they're
not going to be playing. So what you're saying, they might not be playing on Thursday nights. They might be going on national television games during the week. Maybe on Saturdays, the college game of the
week. Maybe, you know what I mean. Maybe. I think it's a little premature for that. But now I tell you, now they had a kid, another 5-star, Joshua Christopher, who was. I believe was thinking about going there as well. Now he ended up going to Arizona State. Now, had they got both of them, then I think you might get a little more prime time action if they got both of those 5-star recruits. But I think for now they're probably just going to have to settle for that Thursday night, whatever they get, and then they'll probably from a money standpoint they're going to play some other major D1s, I'm sure. And because of his presence there, they might get some looks on that. But I don't think they're going to get, like CBS Saturday afternoon. I don't think they're going to get that one. You know what I mean? Or CBS Sunday afternoon.
We can't say they're going to be better. They're going to be a better team than 4-29 from last season, right?
Because
Mr. Maker is going to really kind of increase their win total. But
no doubt about it.
As you always do at a high level, and I love hearing you breaking down players. What type of players Howard getting to Mr. Maker, and what makes him so much of a high-profile NBA prospect?
He's different, man. Like he's the new prototype of player that's coming out. He's long, he's tall, he's athletic, he can handle the ball. He can score at all levels. That's what makes him special. The Dirk Nowitzkis, the Kevin Durant's. He's in that line. Of course, he's got work to do on his game still, but he has the ability with work to score on all 3 levels, to handle the basketball. Anytime you can get the ball off the rim like a Giannis and then lead the break, you don't have to outlet the ball. Then that allows everybody just to release, and so what that does is that forces the defense to have to get back, and as opposed to when you make that pass, that allows defense to sprint back while that outlet pass is being made. But when you can just grab it and turn and go, somebody's got to immediately stop that ball. You know what I mean? So because the ball's in the middle of the floor most of the time on the rebound. You know what I'm saying? That's a dangerous part of the floor because I have the ball and I'm pushing the ball down the middle of the floor, down the middle of the court, head steam to the rim. The defense has to collapse to stop that. And what that does is that opens up those outside shots. As opposed to if I get the rebound and I'm not able to push the ball, I have to make that outlet pass to somebody. The ball's now on the sideline. Now the defense can sprint down the middle of the floor, protect the basket, and keep everything on the side, as opposed to letting the ball get in the middle. People can pass, make options either way. So he's going to be dangerous, man. And the thing that's going to be interesting to see is it's still not too late for them to pick up somebody. You know, with him making that move to go there, if they've already got guys that have already, you know, applied to the school, but they may not have, you know, made a decision, they're sitting in that transfer portal and all that type of stuff. I mean, you might get a guy that transferred that's in the portal from, you know, a mid-major school, something like that of that nature. And they see him go, they're like, man, it would be nice to team up with somebody like that. So they still might pick up somebody, you know, before the end of this summer to go along with him. So that's what's going to be really interesting to see. And then if they're able to do that, what's going to be interesting to see, Vince, is, you know, the MEAC gets one team to go into the tournament, right? And so now if they're able to win that postseason tournament in the MEAC, are they going to be able to get past that first round, that 1-16, 2-15 game? You know, what's also going to be interesting to see is if he, let's say he partners with another guy, somebody else comes, or even if he doesn't, if he has such an impact, it's going to be interesting to see the impact that he has and the record that his team has going into postseason, how high they're going to be in the rankings. You know, they're not going to be a top 25 team. You know what I mean? But will they be high enough in the rankings because of his presence so that they won't be a 16 seed or a 15 seed, and they might possibly can step into that 13 seed, something like that, and maybe get a you know, not such a strong Power 5 team in that first round. And that's going to be interesting to see.
I guess another big point to me is that when I'm looking at it from a college basketball fan standpoint, when you got all these schools coming at you, offering you all these things, I'm not going to get into that, but man, to turn down UCLA, a program that has so much providence, probably the greatest coach in all of college basketball, John Wooden, what do you think was the determining factor for the young man to commit to Howard, Mr. Maker? What was that one thing that he saw? Because he turned down a very powerful program. And allegedly, some people argue had the best big man that ever came through college basketball, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by the way of Lou Alcindor.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying in the beginning, man. Like that's a huge decision for him to make, man. And I'm sure he had to think long and hard about it. But the only thing that I can really think of, because when you're turning down the UCLAs and Kentuckys, and you know, you're not just turning down exposure. You know, you're turning down a system. You know what I'm saying? You're turning down a system that's been in place for years, and you're saying, I'm not just going to fall in line with the system. I'm my own man, and I'm going to do what I want to do. So having said that, you know, just from the conversations that I had with recruits, he had to feel a certain level of comfort with the coaching staff that they could help advance his game. You know, I hope, because you asked me this question one night, do you just want guys to go to the black schools to go to black school? You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope we didn't go there just because it's a black college, because that's not smart. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't think that the coaching staff there can help develop his game and take his game, because he's a potential lottery pick. You know, so like, if he doesn't think that that coaching staff can help develop his game and take his game to another level beyond where it already is, and improve his draft stock, then I don't think it's a good decision. So hopefully that he's not just making a decision on culture, that he's making a business decision as well, and that he's comfortable with, you know, the coaching staff there being able to take his game to another level. And then I'm sure culture also played a role in that as well. He felt comfortable with, you know, the environment.
Okay, let's gear and go on the NBA side of the segment today. Rumors that Magic Johnson, longtime Los Angeles Laker, former, I don't want to say, was Magic at one time a GM with the Lakers? Or he had some tied in with the personnel, correct?
Right. He had some
There's
role in
word,
personnel. Yeah.
right? But there's rumors out there that he might return back to his home state and be the GM of the Detroit Pistons. How do you see Magic? If that happens, do you see Magic being very successful with the Pistons, as he was as a player, and also his ties with the Lakers?
Right. I want to do this, man. I want to ask you a question on that.
Yes,
why do you think that rumor is out there and no mention of Isaiah Thomas?
That's a good point. That's a good point to me. I mean, basically, maybe because Isaiah, maybe his previous experiences as Isaiah was what? Coach with the Knicks, correct? Coach with the Pacers also, correct?
Mm-hmm. Coach with the Pacers, yeah.
Yeah, you would think that he'd be the most logical candidate because he's had head coaching experience, but I can't tell you, man. I mean,
right.
When I look at that's a good question. I can't answer it.
Yeah, that's interesting to me, man. Now, Magic, of course, is from Michigan. Say it again.
It's interesting, though. I mean, Isaiah is a guy that, when you think about the Detroit Pistons, you think about Isaiah Thomas and their 2 championships back in '88, '89.
Right.
And he was the captain.
Right.
And it's been based on his fact, he's also coached on the college level. To me, he has more experience, if you want to say, interact with players on a personal level.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, so that's interesting to me, man. Now Magic is from Michigan, so he does have ties to Michigan. So from that standpoint,
Lansing.
Right, exactly. And then he went to played at Michigan State. So from that standpoint, he understands Michigan. He understands that state, what basketball means to that part of the country, and I'm sure he has some familiarity with Isaiah, one of his good buddies, playing all those years with the Pistons, and also Mark Aguirre played with the Pistons. Another one of his good friends. So I'm sure he has a lot of, because back then those guys, they hung out a lot different. Magic and Isaiah, Magic is back in the locker room with the Pistons, and Isaiah back in the locker room with the Lakers and stuff like that. So it was a different time and how they interacted with each other. The relationships were a little different back then. But I think Magic is just that, man. I think he's Magic, man. I think everything that he touches, man, I mean, he's part of the Dodgers organization. He's, what I'm saying? They're doing well. I mean, I think he's involved with the Mystics, out there with the women WNBA. And I just think that anything that Magic touches from a business standpoint, I think, if I'm the Pistons, I think it's a great move, because it brings a certain amount of excitement, back to, because you got the bad boys, but since the bad boys, Chauncey Billups and ripping them, they won games, but they didn't bring that same type of excitement that the bad boys brought. I think you bring Magic Johnson back, and put him as a part of the organization. I believe you bring excitement to the organization. You got players now that, because Magic is very connected to players. He's very involved with players, and
that's why
he brings excitement.
James came out to LA. That's why LeBron James came out to LA.
Exactly.
And when you look at it, I think it'd be an excellent move for, I was getting ready to say another team, but I think it'd be a phenomenal move for Detroit. Because one thing, the guy's a champion. He really changed the game. him and Larry Bird, if you want to be realistic, I know a lot of people think Jordan, but he was the guy that kind of took the NBA to another level because of the size of the point guard position. But most of all, he's the guy that I think the young players look up to, and he can make a phone call and think about this. Trae Young gonna be a free agent here in a couple of weeks locally where we at in Atlanta. Zion Williamson has built his name in New Orleans. New Orleans is not a basketball market. Let's be for real. So there are some young superstars out there that could easily, if the Pistons made that move, can probably maybe end up in Detroit. And he could probably make Detroit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you good. And I think this too, you know, if the rumor is true, please believe, you know, Magic got some get back he want to get too, you know, with that Laker organization.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like he's a Laker, he loves the Lakers, but I think he feels some type of way about how things went down out there. And to go to a place like Detroit, where, you know, he can really make his mark not only on that franchise in that city, but back around his hometown. You know, I think it would be beautiful for him to go back around his hometown and not necessarily turn the franchise around, but to rejuvenate that franchise, you know, and get the opportunity to maybe face the Lakers, you know, in the NBA Finals and have a little "I told you so," you know. And you guys wanted to go with Rob Pelinka and follow that train. Well, you know, I'm gonna take the Magic train to Detroit, you know, and show you how you really do this thing, you know, because Magic, man, he knows how to talk to people. He knows how to develop businesses. You know what I mean? He's a people guy. He taught Kareem how to have fun. You know, it wasn't like they wasn't winning in LA when Magic got there, but he taught them, let's have fun with this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he taught them how to win and have fun and look, we're still professionals, we still business-like, but we can have fun doing this. And he's gonna make he's like a Deion Sanders, man. You know, the 49ers was winning before Deion got there, but they know how to win. They know how to enjoy it like he did. You know, he taught Jerry Rice how to have fun winning. Magic brings excitement. He brings fun. You know, everybody. You can talk about selling out. You're talking about it's everything with Magic. So I think it's a great move. I tell you, I'd like to see him go to the Knicks myself, but you know, that's another conversation, right?
Yeah, that's another conversation. It's too much pressure up there in New York. They want instant gratification, like tomorrow. Nah, I wouldn't think that'd be a good fit for him. But like I say, I can see him making Detroit the Midwest of LA.
Right.
I mean, you know, in this situation here, anywhere, when you're talking about basketball, it's always about getting the players.
Right.
And if you look at Detroit has been one of them franchises that's really been struggling here over the last few years. They just lost Andre Drummond, who's their top prize player. They thought they had something in Blake Griffin injured. But when you look at the Pistons have something like a lot of other franchises don't have.
Right.
And you know what we're about here on 100 Yards of Football.
Right.
It's all about the rings.
Right.
You can talk about it. You can wish about it. You can talk about great teams, but you remember about championships, especially on the professional level. And the Pistons are organizations, they got 3. And then you're looking at Magic. Magic got 5. And let's be realistically here. He the one that kind of speed the game up and turn the game into a more fast-paced game on the NBA level. And all I'm going to say is showtime.
No doubt about it.
I don't have to say it. Do I have to say anymore?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And he can take, because the game now is set up for fast break, showtime.
Yes, sir.
You know, everybody's going to, you know, 3 and 4 guards, non-traditional centers. You know, your centers now are pick and pop guys. They're not running to the front of the rim and posting up in the front of the rim. So showtime, man, today's NBA, is perfect for Showtime, and nobody else could teach that style of basketball and put together that brand of basketball than Magic. And it would be beautiful to see that type of basketball in the Midwest, which is a more, blue collar type, blue collar part of the country. But it would be beautiful to see that brand of basketball in that part of the country. I think they would love it, and I think nobody else can put it together like Magic. What I really would want to see though is who, if he comes in there, who does he bring in as a coach? That's what I really want to see. Is he going to have that type of, power, that type of influence? And I think he would want that. You know what I mean? I think after going,
he wouldn't take the job, man. Come on. If
say
I
it
can't
again?
have everything, come on, man. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
Magic is not going to take no job like that. At least he got the whole kitchen, man.
Right.
He's calling the shot from every angle.
Especially after what just happened in LA. Like now I'm sure. I think what happened in LA, man, was I think Magic took some things for granted. You know what I mean? I think he took for granted that I am the Lakers. And I think that
what you finna do, you finna start a whole new revolutionary war here, because now everybody that watch 100 Yards of Football, as you always do, here's Coach Spencer again. You finna start something.
Hey man,
I just know what happened, man.
Hey man. Hey man, listen. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Listen,
we trying to build our brand here and stay with so much going on. And we all know what happened.
Hey man, I love the Lakers. And most importantly, Magic love the Lakers.
Yes, sir.
Magic truly loves the Lakers, man. I think as much as you love Memphis, he probably loved the Lakers 100 times more than you love Memphis, man. He is the Lakers, man, and I think
that hurt him, that situation, no question about it, man.
Yeah, that hurt his heart, man. That hurt his heart.
I think he's moved on from that, and I think we learned about that in all situations. But
so having said that, I think going to Detroit, if that takes place, I think he's going to make sure that his role is defined and that he knows, the powers that he has, and that I think there's going to be a very, very clear understanding of what he can and can't do, and the power that he possesses. So I'll leave that at that.
There's no question about what you're saying. I mean, let's be realistically. If I'm going to go anywhere and I'm Magic Johnson's a GM, I got to have it all.
Right.
I'm calling the shots, as you say. Especially what you just brought up today, his situation would happen with the Lakers.
Right. No doubt.
Where he thought he was Laker royalty, but that wasn't the case. Right quick, man. What's going on with the basketball program? How is that progressing before we leave today? Recruits, school handling the COVID-19. Right quick, how's that situation been going?
Yeah, man. Lost a couple games. Lost a couple D1 games. Lost one to Jackson State because they're not allowed to play any home games until conference play. So I lost that game.
Oh, okay.
Lost a top prospect, man, from Australia. I mean, real good player, man. But he just wants to wait. He's just not sure, with the COVID stuff going on. He's not sure that he wants to leave and go to a foreign country, and he's not sure how the U.S. is handling things over here with the COVID situation. So we talked last night, and he said, "Coach, I just would rather wait and see how things turn out over there, and maybe come in January or next fall or something like that." So, but I respect the decision. It definitely makes sense. I get it, totally understand it. When you look and see, I think the UK opened up their borders, but they're not allowing people from the US to come. You know what I mean? So I mean, I can't blame him for that. But everything else, man, you know, we're going well. I was in the gym today with a kid, man. Man, Vince, I'm just looking for guys that's hungry, man, that want to do something special, man. And this kid, man, I saw today, man, he just different. You know, he's not a big guy, but he just attitude just different. So
Yes, sir.
I think we're recruiting the right type of people. You know, the right type of people, and don't have any expectations in terms of you know the red carpet treatment. You know, understanding that we're a real small school and we don't have the glitz and the glamour, but just wants to go to a place where he gets the opportunity to grow as
Absolutely.
a man, you know, get his education, develop as a person, as a man, and play basketball at an extremely high level, you know. So I'm excited, man. I'm just excited. I hope we get the opportunity to play this season. We got about 11, 12 D1 games on the schedule. So we're excited. We got a couple games right here in Atlanta. We play Georgia State and Kennesaw State. So that's going to be good for us as well, for people allowed to get a chance to see us play at that level. So I'm excited, man. I'm very excited.
Okay, man. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. Today I've been with the next big thing in college basketball. My man, Bryan Spencer. Final word, coach. Any words, final words you got to our basketball fans out there?
Yes. Final words are, listen, life is only as important as the impact it has on other people's lives. So every day you get the opportunity to go and impact somebody's life in a positive way. Mr. Vincent Turner, I appreciate you, man, for allowing me to be on this show with you, man. It's a joy every week, man, and I just appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, like I said, I enjoy the basketball report. I couldn't be more blessed because I got a gentleman. People really don't know the situation that you face every day in running a program. I'm not throwing anything toward Carver, but Carver is very blessed to have a gentleman like you. And the one thing I tell people out there that I'm going to say this on our report today that I haven't said. I went out and watched his team play in person. And I can tell you this. There's two things that stuck out in my mind. Number one, they play hard. And number two, you can tell that they really love this man because after a game, one of the games that I attended, I could tell that the young man that Coach Spencer's coaching, they wanted his approval. Not only as young man playing well on the court, but also off the court. So, man, hey, I couldn't be more blessed and more honored. I think I got the next big thing in college basketball, and I think I got the most talented guy that knows the game. And I'm not surprised your father's royalty, but that's another conversation that we're not going to get into talk today because I know how you feel about Syracuse, so we ain't going to go there.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Not another topic. But no, man, I thank you. And Carver Bible College is lucky to have you.
Appreciate it, man.
And also to the great wife that helps out with you with the program. People don't know Miss Kimberly Spencer is a very special lady.
No doubt about it.
If y'all knew what this young man was up against, trust me, a lot of you coaches, you think you pre-Adonis, you think differently and watching how this man run a basketball program from afar. So that being said, y'all have a beautiful weekend here on 100 Yards of Football. Our basketball report today with Coach Bryan Spencer, the next big thing in college basketball. And y'all be blessed this weekend.